Afternoon, everybody. All right, I'm going to be speaking about the emperor and the butterfly dream. And here's the quote. The emperor dreamed he was a butterfly, dreaming he was an emperor. Say it one more time. The emperor dreamed that he was a butterfly, dreaming he was an emperor. What does that mean? Was it simply a dream? The Master Zhuangzi, I hope I said it right, pointing us toward a truth that all of us in our own lives are asked to wrestle with, maybe a reality itself that's not fixed. That our lives are woven from layers of dreams, transformations, and awakenings. Are we going from one reality to the next? This is how I look at it. So let's dive in and let's let it kind of take it and see what it really could mean. So the master was illustrating the mastery of perception. Are we certain who we are? Or is it identity passing a dream? And you have to think about this. Like, I don't know. The parable breaks the boundary between waking and dreaming, suggesting that maybe both may be a temporary state of mind. And then life itself is always evolving, and sometimes it's sort of feels like a dream state. Like we're always, one day it's this and the next day it's that. As we grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, we shift realities. Just as the emperor shifted between being a butterfly and then a man. Perhaps maybe the master was hinting at incarnation. I thought about that. That's what I was thinking. But I was also thinking some more things that I wrote down here. Each life a dream within a greater dream. Each body a temporary garment that we wear. So we're incarnating. So one day, he was dreaming he's a butterfly, but dreaming he was an emperor the next. The butterfly symbolizes transformation. The caterpillar must dissolve before it emerges its wings. Is this not what we humans, we go through this on a daily basis in ways, again and again, on different levels. So I looked at it as an illusion as well. The world around us may itself be a dream. A lot of people say that we're in a dream state, a temporary play of light and shadow, form and emptiness. And ancient traditions from like India and Egypt and China, they all spoke about the world of Maya, which is an illusion. But illusion doesn't mean false. It means fleeting, impermanent, like clouds drifting across the sky. I mean, you can look up and you can see a pattern in the sky of clouds, and then all of a sudden it forms another whole pattern, a different look. And then what kind of keeps me thinking about this is because, you know, if you've gone to Europe and you've gone to, you know, to go into the chapels or to go see the Sistine chapels or what have you, you see a lot of art and you see a lot of them reaching, like on ladders, reaching up and holding their hand, like in the Sistine chapels. They're in threes. I stayed a whole day because I wanted to try to figure out the pattern. I went back for the second day. I didn't stay all day that day. I stayed like 4 or 5 hours. But I started to see a pattern. And it's kind of like a ladder to heaven. And the ancient civilizations, when they painted the ladders, you know, going up into the sky, it's like humans ascending to the stars, right? So this is what I think. This is my personal opinion. They were painting what they experienced in altered states through meditation, a ritual, fasting, or maybe a deep dream. And the latter would be their way of showing the ascent of consciousness. That's how they looked at it. How else could they draw the undescribable? I mean, think about it. They saw humans rising, soul by soul, into the realms of light. That's how the Sistine chapels, you see them in threes, and it's like there's a breakdown, a numeral breakdown. And I never watched the Decode or whatever that movie was. I mean, this was years ago. I was in the Sistine chapels, and I wanted to try to find a meaning, and I started to look at the pattern. So really, in truth, their art wasn't, it was not literal. It was a symbolic, the language of vision, right? That's how it is. So each of us is dreaming our way through this life, moving from one stage of awareness to another. Sometimes we cling to one role, like mother, worker, seeker, emperor, and forget that tomorrow we may awaken as something else. The lesson of the master, the butterfly, is about freedom. To not hold on too tightly to any identity. Labeling. That's what Eckhart talks about. That's why he says, if you have children, don't say it's a bird. You say, we call that a bird. So then they can have the creativity to create. I think that's genius to say it like that. If I had children, that's what I would say. This is called a bird. He says something like that. This is what we call a bird. So don't hold on too tightly to your identity, to any identity, to recognize the play of transformation, to live fully in the dream while remembering it is still a dream. So, are we the butterfly dreaming of being human? Or are we humans dreaming of being butterflies? Maybe we're both. And more. Maybe life itself is a sacred ladder. one dream leading to the next until at last we awaken into infinite. And that is the gift that I believe the Master left us. Not an answer, but a doorway to wonder. So that's it for today. If you like it, subscribe, send it to somebody that may appreciate it. And I thank you for coming, and I'll see you at the next video.